An e-com store, you're not asking yourself the question like, hey, I need something for a certain occasion. You're also not often recognized because of with your style, but you need to search for a white t-shirt. And at the big stores, you get 20K results. And then you need to find the t-shirt that fits you. That's something we want to change.
Welcome to another episode of the Ecommerce Toolbox Expert's Perspective. Joining us today, all the way from Netherlands, we have Ewoud Frielink. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much. And thanks for having me today. Looking forward to discuss an interesting topic, I guess. I mean, I'm quite busy with it last days. So yeah, good to speak with you about it.
Awesome. And for those that don't know, Ewoud is the CTO of Omoda. They're a Dutch-based retailer. So maybe give us a bit about your background to open us up. Talk to us a bit about your background, your journey, and how you ended up in your current role as the CTO.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, just in general, Omoda and Assem, we're two fashion companies, Dutch-based, also operating in Belgium and Germany. And yeah, just about myself. So I actually started hospitality. I don't have retail experience at all. And when I was starting for a hotel group, I still remember that they launched at that time the iPhone. And from that moment, it was a massive change on how we interact online, especially in the hotel business, because mobile was really important back then. So I spent some time in hospitality. I made there the first mobile website for a Dutch hotel group. So that was cool to do. And then I moved to an e-commerce agency. And there we had mainly retail customers. And that was a fun time because I noticed back then that retail was really behind in the digital transformation if I compare it to hospitality. So the whole travel industry was already doing a lot of things with multiple channels and third parties, etc. But retail was quite behind. I did a lot of re-platforming projects there. So bringing retailers to new e-com platforms. And Omoda was my last client. And I really liked Omoda because Omoda was already quite digital native and really mature. So in the end, I decided to move client side and stay around. And that has been already a ride of 7 years. I'm currently in the role of CTO.
Amazing. And talk to us a bit about the history of Omoda. It started off as a single family kind of shoe store. Now it's multi-channel, multi-brand, multi-region with brick and mortar and pretty robust online. So maybe talk to us a bit about Omoda's journey.
Yeah, so it started like really a long time ago. This year we celebrate our 150th anniversary. And like back in the days, so the really early days, we already did home delivery. And that was actually bringing shoes to customer their homes. And there wasn't a physical store. It was just going to people's home directly. And then it started to open some stores in the south region of the Netherlands. But the big acceleration actually happened back in 2006. Because in 2006, they started online. And that was really early for the time because no one believed at that time. Because at that time, we were purely a shoe retailer. And no one really believed, like, how can you buy shoes online? You need to fit it yourself. But Omoda really went for it, found a partner to build a first online website. And from that moment, it went pretty quick. And today, 80% total revenue comes from online sales today. We have 60 stores in the Netherlands. But we are, for quite some time, mainly focusing on online. And also, the terminology omnichannel wasn't really existing back in the days. But because we started offline and we added an online business to that, we always said like, it needs to be a seamless experience across all channels. And that became more of a second nature than really an omnichannel strategy or something. It was just who we are. And what I like myself very much there is that, for instance, if you look at same-day delivery, it is something that we offer online. But at the same moment, we said like, but we also need to offer that in store. So at the same moment, when we launched same-day delivery online and you come into the store, but your size is not in stock there because we obviously don't have the full inventory, but we can order it for you in the store and you will have it in-house at the same day. Obviously, if you're in the store before a certain time, that we can still make that. So that's pretty cool.
That's really interesting. And it sounds like you guys are obviously, given the percentage of overall sales that's online, you guys are very mature digitally. Have you ever seen, obviously, as you guys were growing into that percentage, some of the advantages of brick and mortar? And very similar to, sounds like how it was started, is there's a lot of personal touch. You get to really experience the brand. It's not super transactional all the time in a negative way. Not that e-commerce is, but sometimes it's a bit more transactional, sale driven. How have you guys balanced scaling online into different regions without really kind of getting rid of some of the brand's personal touch or feeling that you would get from having a relationship in a store?
Sometimes this was challenging because especially like to maintain that personal touch, that is the core on who we are and how we distinguish ourselves from others. So our vision is to be a personal boutique at scale, but online it's a total different game. But I actually think that the digital innovation, like we see today, is not really a risk of limiting our personal touch, but it actually enables it. And especially the new Gen AI and the rise of LLMs, it finally makes it possible to feel more natural. And because of that more natural feeling, you can also apply it online and scale it much more than we were able to. This is, for instance, always a reason that our customer service department was relatively speaking and compared to others, relatively big because we wanted to keep on giving that personal service. And we never thought of launching a customer service chatbot for the simple reason that I don't know what your personal experience on it, but back in the days, I still see them. Like in most cases, they are frustrating. You really feel you talk to a robot. And I mean, generally, I think they're just crap. But today, with Gen AI and large language model, you can really make it work. I mean, it's not easy. I think still a lot of organizations still struggle, including ourselves. We're still experimenting what's the best way to do it. But we are now at a time that we can bring it in a very good way and at scale with a very good quality. So that's a great development in technology, I would say.
Yes, as we're moving on, and long before I was part of starting Noibu, we were looking at different startup ideas. And something that we consistently were seeing in the market was people were trying to build stylists. So things that would tell you what to buy, virtual closets. Talking 10 years ago now, it sounds like you guys just recently launched quite a successful personal AI stylist. Maybe talk to us a bit from a high level, like what had to change in the ecosystem for that to be possible from a technical standpoint, and kind of some of the learnings that you've had so far and your vision for that product.
Yeah, I mean, if we talk about the vision, this is a, for us, really important and interesting one because to be a personal boutique at scale, we really need to look at like how the offline business works. And then we also need to look back on how retail used to be and sometimes even still is offline. I mean, maybe you reckon that if you visit a local boutique style store, the staff actually recognizes you. They recommend you new items. They know your style maybe. And you can ask them like a question like, hey, I have a certain occasion, maybe a wedding or whatever. And they advise you like, okay, we know your style. This is the occasion where you're looking out for. We can personally help you with that. I mean, that's a very personalized boutique experience, which is great. And I think amazing if like local offline players can do it in this way. And this is exactly what we try to be online. We're not there yet, but we try to do the first steps in there. But generally online, it's a total different experience, right? It's really transactional. So if you go to an e-com store, you're not asking yourself the question like, hey, I need something for a certain occasion. You're also not often recognized because of with your style, but you need to search for a white t-shirt. And at the big stores, you get 20K results. And then you need to find a t-shirt that fits you. That's something we want to change. So we strongly believe the online shopping experience, by that we address a daily question that everyone asks themselves. There are two questions. What do I eat today? And what do I wear today? That are the two questions everyone asks themselves. And then if you talk about like, what should I wear today? Dressing well is not just about individual pieces. It's not just about that white t-shirt. It is all about how you put them together, and the right combinations can make that outfit feel casual, formal, or it can perfectly suit a certain occasion. And what we tried was that AI stylist, it is a chatbot, but based on a large language model, so it should feel natural, is that we aim to help you like you're used to in an offline store. So instead of searching for individual items, you can ask like, hey, I'm looking for a certain occasion. I'm looking for a certain style. And we prompt you like outfit inspiration. But you can also ask like, hey, how do I combine my red blouse for a work dinner tonight? And then we will come to you, right? We will share outfit inspiration and show certain combinations within your style, for instance.
That's really, really cool. How long have you guys had this idea, and what made you kind of be able to implement it now?
To be honest, the idea is already here for 4 years from the moment we started to sell apparel online, but we couldn't find a way to make it work properly. And now, literally because of the rise of LLMs and generative AI, we saw the opportunity like, this is the time we can do it. And we can do it right because it feels like how you interact with a person instead of interacting with a robot giving your style advice.
Makes sense. Have you seen or like did you guys roll it out? How have you seen your conversion react in the sense of any fears that you're adding more complexity to the journey, you'd be taking time away from shopping and it's could actually negatively impact or positively impact, or is it still too early to tell from your standpoint?
We started small, so it was just actually a matter of placing a small widget on the side of the screen and see how people would react on it and click on it. So then you have a very small percentage of customers using it. But my biggest fear, to be honest, was when we go live that it would say crazy stuff and we would get in the news negatively. We tested it pretty well, but to be honest, I expected a lot of feedback around that, or maybe even hit the news with something negative. And I also think that holds back a lot of other organizations to go to production with something like this. But I was a bit surprised that from customers, but also from the market, there was actually a very positive response. So people understood how to use it most of the times, not always, because it's something new. And for 80% of the time, I think the result is good. Also, for 15% of the time, it's really off. So it's not perfect, but it's good enough to start using it. We start to send more traffic to it every week, and we learn a lot from it because we are also now in the situation that customers share a lot of information about themselves because they literally tell us what style or occasion they're looking for. And that gives us a much broader set of data than just product views. So it's a really interesting thing. And we will continue experimenting and adding features over time.
That's really cool. Are there any other areas of the business in which you've been trying to solve a problem with AI for a bit, or you're looking at implementing AI? And what does that look like?
Yeah, quite a few areas, to be honest, but always with the goal to make things better or faster. So one example is that, so product descriptions, we automate already for 2 years. I think quite quickly after ChatGPT launched, we integrated that in our custom built PIM system. But today, 90% of our product attributes are AI generated. And we didn't do that to save literally people or to be more efficient, but mainly because of quality reasons. Because if you fill in product data every day, it's quite easy to make a mistake, but the AI is quite consistent. And if we have the right product data, they are in the right category, they could be easier to find. In the end, we sell better and we have better data quality overall. So that's the biggest goal. And the same is, for instance, for customer service. So I'm not using AI to make customer service very efficient, not yet. I'm experimenting a little bit with it, but mostly to analyze why are people contacting us? So what's the frequent asked questions or problems, I would say. And then also to check automatically what is the proposed solution. And then we can do two things. So we try to take away the issues. So there's no reason anymore to contact our customer service. And secondly, we try to automate the proposed solutions. And then AI is not really to replace anything, but it gives us very good insights on scale to make our service better and deliver better quality.
How are you seeing, if any, yet where your traffic coming from kind of changing over time? I know just personally myself, I use Google much less now than I did a year ago. I'm going to different, whether it's ChatGPT or another LLM to gather data. Curious, are you guys seeing any of that? If so, are you adjusting your SEO strategy to make sure that you're actually ranking in different places outside of Google? Has that hit your desk yet?
Not yet. So we don't see a massive increase from ChatGPT, for instance, but I think it could happen. I mean, in general, it is interesting to think of what will be the way how we will interact with e-commerce brands or brands in general in the future, right? I mean, why would you need to go to a website if you can ask an AI agent to do some shopping or to send you some suggestions? So I think it's a bit too early to see already a huge shift. Well, at least I don't notice it yet, but I think things will happen in the near future. Yeah.
Very cool. Talk to me a bit about what's next for you guys on your digital transformation journey. Obviously, you guys have done a lot of very impressive things related to percentage of sales online, adopting AI, especially into product descriptions and things like that. What's kind of next for you guys in terms of innovation?
The focus is really to bring that personal boutique experience online. So we are not done yet. The AI stylist is really the very first step. So the AI stylist, you need to do things yourself. It's very lean forward shopping at the moment because you need to input text and that takes time. And the next step will be to offer a more lean back experience. And that is to bring outfit recommendations or outfit inspiration automatically. So based on your engagement with our platform, things you like, things you purchase, things that are in your wish list, we use generative AI to actually determine your style or determine the most popular occasion you're shopping items for. We use that to create a customer preference, basically. And based on that, we can inspire you with outfits again, but then fully automatically. So then it is more a combination of that. We bring you automated outfit inspiration, highly personalized. And in addition to that, you can use the AI stylist to ask questions yourself. Because if it is getting Christmas and you're specifically looking for a Christmas outfit, you can ask it yourself. And that will not be really a recommendation based on your historical purchases because it's a specific event. So from that perspective, we try to build onwards on this and offer multiple journeys basically to support that overall vision. And like on side tracks, I'm looking into all the outfit images we shot ourselves, and that's a ton of work. And yeah, we're also looking into AI generated. I think we get at a point it is possible to do it and that the quality is good enough, but it's an experimental phase. So hopefully later this year, yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, so it takes so much time. We have a lot of studios and we create all those outfits. But imagine like we can create that outfit image already based on just some pictures you shot with your iPhone during the buying process. Then we can already have the content ready before the items actually arrive at our warehouse. And that are really interesting use cases.
I love it. Cool. Well, as we look to wrap up, thank you so much for your knowledge. This is really cool. You're very much on the forefront of technology. So I really enjoyed this conversation and thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Likewise.
The e-commerce toolbox Expert Perspectives is brought to you by Noibu. To find out more about Noibu and how we can help you debug your e-commerce site and rocket your revenue, visit www.noibu.com. That's Noibu.com. And then make sure to search for the e-commerce toolbox Expert Perspectives on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or anywhere else podcasts are found, and click subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. On behalf of the team here at Noibu, thanks for listening.